May I please request the EPFO panel members to please take their place on the dais? I request the panelists on the dais to please take their position on the dais. May I request Vice Chairman, sir, to please proceed towards the dais. EPFO representatives, Shri R.M. Verma ji, Ms. Aprajita, Shri R.K. Sinha ji, and Shri Ravikant ji, along with DG Scope. May I request Mr. S.S. Prasad from EPFO to please take his place on the dais? So may I request you to please proceed towards the dais? Yeah. So a very, very warm good afternoon to everyone. We welcome you all to the interactive session with EPFO with focus on EPS 95. Foremost, I would like to welcome all the PSE executives who have gathered here to have a healthy discussion on the subject. A very warm welcome to our board members, Madam Sokhi and Goyal sir. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for gracing the occasion. It is a pleasure to have you and your support. Today's session aims to foster a transparent and collaborative dialogue between CPSE employees and EPFO, which would facilitate and better understanding of policies, procedures, and address any concerns or queries on the Employees Provident Fund and Pension Fund. For today's session, on the dais, we have with us Shri Atul Sopti, Director General Scope, Shri Brajesh Kumar Upadhyay, Vice Chairman Scope and CMD Goya Shipyard Limited, team from EPFO. I will just call out the names. It is led by Shri R.M. Verma, ACC HQ, and Ms. Aprajita Jaggi, ACC Pension. We also have with us Mr. S.S. Prasad from EPFO, along with Shri R.K. Sinha ji, Shri Ravikant ji, and Shri Sushant Kandwal ji. We welcome the EPFO team, and we are looking forward to your guidance to understand the various provisions of EPFO policies and also familiarize us with the updates on new initiatives of the EPFO, including digital services and the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court on pension on actual wages, along with ways and means in which EPFO has enhanced its communication channels for grievance redressal. Before we proceed, I request DG Scope, Shri Atul Sopti ji, to please say a few words. Shri Sopti has been associated with public sector for over 4 decades and in his present role has been pioneering the capacity enhancement of the fraternity through the platform of Scope. He has also been taking numerous initiatives by presenting the concerns and issues of the public sector to the Ministry of Labor and Employment. Sir is also a member of the Central Board of Trustees, EPFO, board member, ESIC, and board member, Workers' Education and Development Board. Over to you, sir, and I request you for your address, please.
My dear friend, Brajesh Kumar Upadhyay ji, who is the Vice Chairman of Scope and the CMD Goa Shipyard, our board members and the Finance Committee Chairman, Madam Sokhi, who is here, Director of Finance of NBCC, Goyal Saab is there, Director of Finance of NHPC, very senior officers of many organizations here. And this is also getting webcasted because we got the request for many outsider organizations So they are also become part of it. In fact, we thought that we'll have it in a other room, but the kind of response we got that finally we have to move to this particular hall. And I'm sure that you have got a lot of concerns, issues, all will get resolved today. And I am thankful to the EPFO for agreeing to come here. All the senior officers are here. Thank you, Verma ji. And all the team members here, Ms. Jaggi is there, Sinha Saab is there, Ravikant is there, Prasad ji is there, Ashwini Kumar is there. And in fact, it's before I move forward, I like to tell you that I like to thank here the Honorable Labour Minister, Shri Bhupender Yadav ji. In fact, what happened as you know that I am member of the Central Board of Trustee. In one of the meeting, I raised this particular point and requested him that there are a lot of issues that our public sector employees are facing. So he immediately agreed that we need to have, interactive discussions here. And that's the reason we are here today. And here I like to thank and compliment Madam Nilima Shami Rao also, who agreed, and then based on her commitment, and this particular session has been possible, and the senior level team is here. And in fact, EPFO, is I have been associated with EPFO from the last almost 4 years. And in fact, during these 4 years, and this is my second term as on the Central Board of Trustee, I have seen a sea change. This particular organization, is one of the largest organizations, social security organization in the world, having close to 7 crore of the contributing members, a big organization. And for us, it has been very close to our heart from the very beginning, the day we joined our services, especially a person like me who is from the old school of thoughts, what we used to do, what's the saving used to be there, we put here only in PF. So that was a very, we always feel that this particular organization should grow, give us the best returns also. And in fact, this organization has given us benefits any point of time, whether it's, marriage of education of our children is there, our house building is there. We always depend on this, and good returns are coming also. Recently in the Central Board of Trustee, we agreed for the recommending 8.25%, which is that's tax-free. If you calculate the pre-tax, it will close to 12%. I don't think any other investment is giving that kind of return. Forget about the equity, etc. And during this 4 years, I tell you, based on my experience, I have seen a sea change in the professionalization. I have seen a sea change in automation. I have seen a sea change in the employees' commitment. I've seen a sea change in the kind of resources which are being deployed. And thanks to the various senior officers here who are here. And of course, there is always room for improvement. There are some issues I was discussing with them about the transferability of the accounts from one organization to other organization. That becomes a problem. Now the issue of EPS 95 is there. I think many of you would be eager to know about it also. Coming back to the public sectors, in fact, public sectors, we contribute close to 14% of country GDP, 37 lakh crore of the turnover is being contributed by them. And if you take the manpower, total manpower is close to 15 lakh employees are there. In fact, many of them are exempted or non-exempted PF organizations are there. And so how important our organization is there for PF also, that's also a point which need to be seen. In fact, if you see that this particular meeting which we are going to have, in this meeting, I will request you, there will be open dialogue between the CPSCs and the EPFO senior officials are there. And we will create a conducive environment and not only to safeguard our interests, but increase the efficiency and the effectiveness of our own organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, make best use of these interactive discussions, and this particular interactive discussion should be used to build the bridges between the EPFO and the public sectors, foster the understanding, and lay the foundation for more robust partnership between EPFO and employees. Without further ado, I wish you all a productive and enlightening day ahead. Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting the context to the interactive session today. Now, may I request Shri Brajesh Kumar Upadhyay ji, Vice Chairman, Scope and CMD Goa Shipyard Limited, for his address, please. Shri Upadhyay has been responsible for successful execution of new shipbuilding projects in his organization, and during his illustrious career of over 3 decades, he's made significant contribution in all spheres. As Vice Chairman Scope and as Chairman Policy Advisory Group, Shri Upadhyay in Scope has been instrumental in taking various initiatives and ensuring success of many more to come. So over to you, sir, for your address, please.
Sri Atul Sopti ji, Director General Scope, Madam Sokhi ji, Director of Finance, NBCC, Sri Goyal ji, Director of Finance, NHPC, Sri RM Verma ji, ACC Headquarter, EPFO, senior officers of the EPFO, member of Scope Board, and participants from my CPSE family members. Good afternoon to all. On behalf of Scope, it's my privilege to welcome you all representing from Central Public Sector Enterprises in this interactive session which Team Scope has put in collaboration with EPFO. The importance of the welfare of the employees of the CPSEs has been on the forefront of the Scope. As we all know, Scope have been actively involved in organizing various topics, subjects, which is of importance to all the managements and the members of CPSE's families. I'm thankful that this time Team Scope has put in very, very important subject. After Supreme Court judgment, everyone has been talking about what should be the pension, what should be the pensionable amount, how much I need to contribute. Those who are in service, they have many questions. Those who have retired, they also have many questions. And I'm sure today's in this, as DG Scope has said, this should be an interactive session wherein we should be making maximum use of the senior officials who have come from EPFO organization and get our query answered so that the members who are present here will be in better position to satisfy their members in their own organizations. I will not take much time. Once again, appreciated efforts by Team Scope under the leadership of DG Scope. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Without much ado, I would now like to invite EPFO for the presentation. But before that, I would like to mention that to ensure that the benefits of this interactive session reaches across the country, especially for our brothers and sisters who have not been able to make to Delhi here, we are webcasting this event live across the country so that they are able to take advantage of the, the interactions that take place here. Now, I would also like to take this opportunity beforehand to express our heartfelt gratitude to all the EPFO team members present here for being receptive to our request for doing this interactive session and also for paying heed to Scope's suggestions that come from time to time. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Ashwini Kumar Gupta, RPFC1, for the presentation that EPFO team would like to make.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Sopti ji, our CBT member, for his persistence, and he was very eager that we all should come to scope for this interactive session. So after a long time, I think it was after this for last 3-4 months. So after the final last CBT meeting, it was decided that as early as possible, we'll organize this meeting. So I thank Sopti ji, I thank Upadhyay साहब, उनके साथ हमारा बहुत पुराना रिश्ता है. Both from being from MP, ग्वालियर और गोवा शिपयार्ड. मेरी लास्ट पोस्टिंग गोवा में थी. 4.5 साल मैं गोवा में था. I had a good interaction with Upadhyay sahab. So what I am going to do over here is a brief presentation on what EPFO does. Uske baad, what I have been told that there will be an interactive session. This would be just a glimpse of EPFO. To start with, this is the social security scenario as per our own constitution, Article 41, under the directive principles of state policy, as well as by ILO standards. They have identified 9 basic parameters or minimum standards which are required for a good social security setup. So as you can see, EPFO and ESIC both share their work in this, and you see the branches which ILO has suggested, what we both organizations are taking care of to a large extent. Now this is EPFO at a glance. I hope it is visible to all. So it's a statutory organization under Ministry of Labor and Employment. That EPFO applies to any establishment which is having 20 or more employees. It's applicable to those employees with minimum wages up to 15,000. And EPFO administers 3 basic schemes. That is Employees Provident Fund Scheme 1952, EPS Scheme 1995, and Employees Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme, that is
Those 2 screens are not there.
1976. You can see that basic points which I am mentioning here is that entire organization is having around 21 zonal offices with regional offices and district offices, plus special state offices, service centers. Through these offices, we reach out to our subscribers and stakeholders. You will see in the next subsequent slides also the number of contributory members, the number of contributory establishments, then the corpus, what we are having, we are managing, then the main services which we deliver in terms of claim settlement and pensioners. So this is basic, in a very short, we are mentioning right. So with respect to EPFO administered schemes, what is the contribution and what are the benefits which the EPFO provides? The contribution to EPF is employee share 12%, then employer share another 12%. Employer share is further divided into two phases. One is for the which goes to Provident Fund, another part goes to Pension Fund. Pension Fund is also having a certain contribution from central government, that is 1.16%. And for running the insurance scheme, there is a small contribution of 0.5%, which is borne by the employer. Now, the benefits under employees provident fund scheme is the partial withdrawal, final withdrawals. And this was the rate of interest last, which was approved. Abhi rate of interest has been enhanced and it is yet to get an approval from recommend. We have the last CBT have recommended for 8.25. So partial withdrawals in terms of advances is available for various modes: housing, marriage, medical, unemployment, and so on and so forth. Final settlement on retirement, resignation, or in case of death. In case of pension, the minimum membership is 10 years. Minimum pension given by government is 1,000 rupees. Then monthly pension is primarily having three types of monthly pensions are there. One is superannuation pension, then retirement pension, and in case of any disability while in service, disability pension. Family pension also, in case a member expires, so spouse and two children simultaneously they get pension. So widow pension, children pension, that if you add on to that, that comprises more or less the same amount as given to the member pension. Then we have dependent parent pension and orphan pension also. In case of employees deposit link insurance scheme, conditions, eligibility condition is death while in service. Minimum amount assurance which is given is 2.5 and maximum is 7 lakhs. And here the contribution is not taken from the member. The share is, as I have suggested, given, it is by the employer. This is our governance structure. This is under EPFO is run by Central Board of Trustees, which is Central Board of Trustees headed by, chaired by Honorable Minister of Labor. Vice Chairman is Minister of State. And Secretary, Labor and Employment is also co-vice chairman. CPFC as member secretary, and employer side 10, employee side representatives 10, 5 central government and 15 state government representative are part of it. To assist Central Board of Trustees, we have subcommittees. The prominent one is Executive Committee. It is chaired by Secretary, and there are other members in that. Other than Executive Committee, we have 4 non-statutory committees, which are Finance and Audit Committee, Investment Committee, Exempted Establishment Committee, Pension and EDLI Implementation Committee. Then to assist Executive Committee, we have 2 other subcommittees, that is IT subcommittee and HR subcommittees. So these subcommittees, they assist the board in proper decision making. They have domain experts in them from various fields, and they advise, recommend the board to take a proper informed decision. In addition to this, there are in states, all the states, there are regional committees. Regional committees also recommend to the central board about any local issue which they want to bring to the notice of the central board. This is an average organizational chart, which is zone wise, and our training wing is also depicted on the side, that is Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay National Academy for Studies, Social Security, sorry. This is pan-India presence in terms of regional offices. You can see most of the states, our presence is there. This is a depiction of regional offices. These are supported by district offices also. Now, this is one slide which depicts the data on contributory members and contributory establishments. There you can see a growth is there as compared to previous years. Contributory members, as on last recorded figure, annual reported figure, that is 6.85 crores. These are the contributory members. Then contributory establishments, that is 7.18 lakhs. So there is a growth is there. Now, similarly, you can see the claim settlement aspect as compared to previous years. You can see the increase in service delivery. What Sopti sir was telling, that he has seen the organization grow. That is what I also feel like, and you all must have appreciated the way EPFO has improved its services. Now, this is the fund, EPFO fund, which is depicted here in different color slides. The bar, the total you can see is this entire figure is in crores. And this is the investment pattern. This is the standard investment pattern which is given by Ministry of Finance, and that has been adopted by EPFO also. The same figure which we have seen that last, which is 23.34 lakh crores, that is depicted in a pie chart, and the way it has been invested in various instruments. So government securities play a major role here, followed by your debt instrument, and subsequently our certain share, about 9% approximately, goes to equity and related instruments. This is about we are having international workers. What we are doing with terms of giving benefit to our workers who are going to other countries, and workers from other countries also who are working in India. India has signed around 21 social security agreements with these countries, and the negotiations are going on with around 17 other countries. Regarding administration of Act, this is one slide which depicts most of the important activities which we do with respect to an establishment. Starting with online registration through Samsuvidha or MCA portal, then facilitating establishment to file ECR on 15th of every month. Then in case of delay, provisions under section 14B and 7Q for levy of damages and interest. For determination of dues, quasi-judicial proceeding under section 7A of the Act, recovery of the dues, then allotment of inspections or issue of e-notices and all. You can see that things, all this aspect which are shown over here, they all are digitized. Most of the things are online. Even our quasi-judicial activity is also as is a web-based kind of a proceeding, which is recorded. Then there is one dedicated portal being made for the principal employer, to add on their contractors. That will give transparency not only to EPFO, but also to the principal employer who are having multiple contractors, and the contractors' non-compliance would be an issue for principal employer also. So that portal helps them out to identify such contractors. This is depiction of our grievance handling mechanism. We have various forums where we take the grievances and we address them. Prominent one is our own in-house EPF IGMS, then CPgram. Then other features are also there. We are equally active in social media platform. As you can see, our YouTube followers are also quite in a large number. This is another initiative which was taken, a new setup was made in that. This is what we call Nidhi Aapke Nikat 2.0. This is being regularly organized on a fixed date, that is 27th of every month, where EPFO's initiative is that we reach out to the each and every district and try to hold a camp over there to redress the grievances, to resolve the issues. We try to resolve the issues there and there. If not possible, then we'll bring them to our offices, try to resolve them at the earliest. This is a depiction of an average day in EPFO. That's it. This is what we expect in another. This is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav going on. So this is the vision for 2047. How we are going to increase our presence. What is our expectation from our own self and from the distinguished stakeholders we are having. Right from establishing EPFO as a prominent service provider in terms of social security, to going up to becoming a world leader in providing social security. We have programmed our various activities to achieve this target, and we are very hopeful that we'll be able to achieve in the phases as mentioned earlier. So this is all from my side. This is a general presentation on EPFO. Now, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashwin. Indeed, it's been a very insightful presentation, and thank you for your, your inputs in the same. Now we would be opening the Q&A session or the interactive session. But before that, a few ground rules, please, which I personally request all of you to abide by. First, please keep your questions short and specific. Only one question per person shall be allowed initially. In case there is time after the first round of questions, more questions will be taken up. Secondly, it is also our earnest request that please do not ask the questions if it has already been answered. We request you to please refrain from confirmation and reconfirmation and any kind of cross-questioning. Also, please appreciate that this platform is for resolving queries and not for sharing your viewpoints or perspective. So please, it is a request that you should refrain from that. And of course, in the interest of everyone, please maintain decorum and do not argue or, ask questions out of turn. Now, lastly, if any questions remain unanswered after the end of the session, we have Mr. Nishant Kumar from Scope here. So you can give him your questions in writing, and we would, we'll try to take it up with EPFO later at a later. So with your permission, let us start with the questions. So please raise your hands, whoever has a question. Also, please introduce yourself with your name, organization, and designation. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm from Goa Shipyard. My name is Praveen Singh. See, my question is very basic question. Suppose I'm retiring in 2030. As per your FAQs, the formula of pension will change. In that condition, how my employee will take decision whether this pension is favorable for him or not? I hope you got my question, ma'am.
Can you repeat the question?
Suppose, sir, suppose I'm retiring in 2030. Right now, pension is pensionable salary multiplied by number of year of service divided by 70. So suppose
I got your.
this
question.
formula will be changed, might be
Yeah.
170.
She has got the question.
Yeah.
So I got your, and as you rightly pointed out, we ourselves have written there. Because, you know, EPS is a, please, you can now say. As you are all aware, EPS is a funded scheme. Okay. So what is happening, like all of you are sitting here, suppose we make a pool, we are taking money from all of you, and then we have designed certain benefits. Certain benefits are being cross-subsidized by others. For example, if somebody joins and he dies within 1 year, then the widow is getting pension. So from where that pension is coming? It is coming from the common pool. Similarly, if people are retiring, someone may be living up to the age of 60, only taking pension for 2 years, and somebody may continue to live even after 90. So all these benefits have to come out of the pool. Contribution is coming there where government is paying 1.16%, employer is paying 8.33%, and out of this pool, the benefits are to flow. Now, how to ensure that the fund remains sustainable? It should not happen that the current generation takes away all the benefits. We keep on increasing benefits, or we keep on giving disproportionate benefits. And for the future generation, there be nothing in the pool. So that is done by way of actuarial valuation. Every year, the central government appoints a valuer who goes through the fund, and thereafter, on its report, the central government can modify any provision of the scheme, whether prospectively or retrospectively. That power is there. And we already know that the Honorable Supreme Court judgment, Honorable Supreme Court has upheld that particular thing only, that if it is rational, logical, the scheme can be changed. So they uphold all the changes that were done in 2014. So obviously in the future also there are going to be changes depending upon the fund, because we cannot control interest rate. Interest rate is going to fluctuate. It may be high, resulting into more amount in the fund, or it may go down, resulting into less availability of funds. That's why nobody can tell you that what will the formula in 2030. But we will be giving pension as per the provisions of EPS 95 that will be in place as on that day. Now, as I said, because this is going to be a logical process, it's not like that anyone can any day change formula whimsically. It will always be in a rational manner, keeping into account interest of all the members. So that is there. The decision is whether you trust that this fund will sustain, the scheme will keep into mind your interest, and you will get a reasonable amount of interest, pension. Please don't look for windfall gains. Nobody can get windfall gains, because if someone is getting windfall gains, means somebody else is being cheated of his money. Okay, so the benefit will be rational, but nobody can tell you what they are going to be in future. Okay.
There was a gentleman here.
नमस्कार, मैं सुरेश तंवर, मैं एनटीपीसी से रिटायर हुआ जनवरी 21 में। और सर मेरा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपने जो मेरे से डिमांड किया था, डिमांड अमाउंट पूरा पेमेंट उसके लिए, हायर पेंशन के लिए, वो आपने 29 अक्टूबर को मेरे से ले लिया, और मुझे आज तक ये नहीं पता कि मुझे कितना पेंशन मिलेगा और कब मिलेगा, और मेरा जो पेंशन मिलेगा कब मिलेगा, और उसका अगर आपने 29 अक्टूबर को लिया तो उसका इंटरेस्ट कब मिलेगा मुझे?
Point, please be seated now. What you have said, I will just put in brief. What he is saying is that he is already retired. He retired in 21. You completed 58 years of age at that time. Okay. And he has remitted the amount with us, and still the revised PPO has not been issued. That is your grievance. Basically, you are raising a grievance. So what I will say, I will request, means the person who is coordinating the session and all that, kindly take his number and all that, and just WhatsApp it to me. Your case is in which office?
दो बाइक दो
एक बार mic दे.
EPF Dwarka.
EPFO Dwarka. So
I deposit the
luckily-
amount, EPF
luckily-
Dwarka, 29th
Yeah,
October.
yeah. Luckily, ACC Delhi is also here. We have been pursuing it very strictly. Daily, we are having a VC or review meeting, and we are trying to ensure that all such cases are immediately settled.
नहीं मैम, जो मेरा पेमेंट है उसका मेरे को कोई इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं मिल रहा और पेंशन भी नहीं मिल रहा, ये तो मतलब EPF की तरफ से बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है ना।
अगर आपने पैसा जमा कर दिया है तो आपको पेंशन मिलेगा।
नहीं
वो
तो
हम
उसका
आपका
इंटरेस्ट कौन
करवा
देगा
देंगे।
मैम,
उसमें
जो मैं पेमेंट दे दिया है?
As I told you earlier also, pension में it's not like it's a private scheme, it's a government scheme. All benefits are paid out as per the provisions of the scheme. There is no provision in the scheme to pay any interest on pension. Okay, but immediately your first concern, we will try to see that your PPO gets issued at the earliest.
मैं वही जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि मेरा पेंशन कब से मिलेगा? जब आपने मेरे से पूरा डिमांड पैसा ले लिया तो आपका ड्यूटी है कि मुझे 1 महीने के अंदर पेमेंट मिलना चाहिए।
मैं समझ गई हूँ आपकी ग्रीवेंस एंड वी विल गेट इट रिजॉल्व।
वो ग्रीवेंस मैंने डाला, ऑनलाइन ग्रीवेंस डाला, कोई रिप्लाई नहीं देता है।
Sir, it
शेयर
is
कर
request.
लीजिएगा, आप डिटेल शेयर कर लीजिएगा, वी विल
नहीं, मुझे डिटेल नहीं चाहिए सर, मुझे पेंशन चाहिए। जब मैंने पैसा आपको जमा करा दिया तो मुझे पैसा पेंशन चाहिए ना, मुझे डिटेल नहीं चाहिए।
अपना
आई डोंट रिक्वायर एनी पेंशन।
डिटेल आप देंगे ना तभी हम उसको देख पाएंगे। सो आपका डिटेल चाहिए।
Before the next question, ma'am, sir, there is a question from YouTube that we have. क्या PSU कर्मचारी पैरा 68 BB के अंतर्गत EPFO से अग्रिम प्राप्त करके अपने एम्प्लॉयर PSU से लिया गया होम लोन चुका सकते हैं?
होम लोन, रिपेमेंट ऑफ होम लोन पूछ रहे हैं, कर सकते हैं या नहीं? 68
एक बार रिपीट करें ना।
क्या PSU कर्मचारी पैरा 68 BB के अंतर्गत EPFO से अग्रिम प्राप्त करके अपने एम्प्लॉयर PSU से लिया गया होम लोन चुका सकते हैं?
मतलब ये जो यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अनएग्जेम्प्टेड एस्टेब्लिशमेंट।
हाँ, ये लिखो। क्या PSU कर्मचारी पैरा 68
In the meantime,
BB के अंतर्गत
any more
EPFO
questions?
से अग्रिम
There
प्राप्त
was a
करके
gentleman-
एडवांस
Yeah,
लेके
there, please.
अपने एम्प्लॉयर PSU से
wait.
लिया गया होम लोन चुका सकते हैं? ये देखिए, ये लो। पता कर लेगा, नहीं तो बाद में जवाब दे देंगे।
इसका थोड़ा और डिटेल शेयर कर लीजिएगा हमारे साथ। और 68BB का प्रोविजन होता है, रीपेमेंट ऑफ लोन का है, तो इसमें कोई दिक्कत आनी नहीं चाहिए। बट सम मोर डिटेल्स may be shared with us. ठीक है।
So the details for this question can be emailed to the concerned person, Nishant Kumar. The email would already be with you. The gentleman who's standing, please, can you give your question?
Good evening. My name is Sandeep from NBCC. My question is regarding higher pension. The rate of interest charged for the retiring employee who have retired, because someone retired employee asked this question to me. He retired in 2018, and as per the EPFO guidelines for the exempted establishment, the rate of interest will be the interest rate declared by the exempted establishment. So he has taken out his money in 2018 and invested somewhere else. But now, while paying the interest on the balance payment, we are charging rate of interest, but we have declared. So my question is, logically, I am agree with him that because he has taken his money and invested somewhere else. But now, at the time of repaying the balance amount for the higher pension, we are charging him at the rate what we have declared for the 18 to 24.
Yeah, please. I have
Thank you.
taken note of your question. If you have gone through the Supreme Court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment does not allow any repayment into the pension fund. What it says that the money can be only transferred out of the PF. So out of Provident Fund, the entire money is to be transferred. But people have already withdrawn that amount. So they are supposed, because if it would have remained in PF, and not taken the higher pension, it would have still be with us. In many cases, people have not taken PF withdrawal. Their money remained with us. They went to the court and they fought for the higher pension. So their money was there. It was getting interest. And now finally, when the court has given a judgment, now they will be paid pension. So now we cannot distinguish between two persons, that this person whose money was here, his money remained with us, we kept on earning interest, and the other person who took away, he can give less amount of money. That is not possible. So the entire amount is to be paid, and in case of exempted establishment, the rate for every year will be the rate declared by the trust or the rate declared by EPFO, whichever be higher.
Sir, please, no cross questioning. We can take the second question later.
Yeah.
Anybody from this room,
Yes.
this call, sir, please wait for your turn, sir. You raised your question.
I have not raised the question.
No, you can raise this question afterwards. There is someone from here. The gentleman in the porch, can you please?
Good afternoon. I am PK Pramod Srivastava from Airport Authority of India. My question relates to the higher wages pension. Before June 23, the PPO issued by the organization was correct because pensionable salary was based on the last 60-month average. But after June 23, all of the PPOs stopped. January onwards, some PPOs started coming. But now the calculation methodology is changed. Now you are breaking our service to, as on 1st September 2014, some other formula is there, and post 14, some other formula is there. That,
I got your question. Please take seat.
thank you.
Yeah. Now, actually, what has happened is, as you are all aware, now we are almost fully computerized, not 100% computerized, but most of the work is done by system. Unfortunately, the calculation of pension on higher wages, because almost nobody was eligible, very few cases used to be eligible for pension. There was no computer system available. So all the offices were doing it differently. They were doing it manually. So even HO was not knowing how they are calculating it. So few offices have erroneously calculated pension like he explained. Because I think all of you are aware, means if you are dealing with EPFO, you must be aware that people who are getting pension on wage ceiling, their pension is being calculated on pro rata basis only. So right from 2015. So the same way it has to be done for higher pension also. There is no difference. The same formula is there for both. The same scheme provisions are there for both the categories. So it has to be on pro rata only. If by mistake any office, otherwise also any office can make a mistake and they can make one excess payment. So what we will do, we will be recovering that. Based on that, we will not be giving more excess payments to others. So please, I will again explain, because this is a question I think which most of you are going to ask. I will explain again. Anyone who retired prior to 1/9/2014, if he never exercised option for under erstwhile 11(3), he is not eligible for higher pension. Today he cannot come, today he cannot opt. So even if he would have filed an application, it will only be rejected. Okay, now suppose if there were people who had retired prior to 1/9/2014. So at that time, just like normal pensioners, there was no pro rata at that time. So their pension will be calculated simply on 12 months average, because that was the rule. That was the scheme provisions prior to 1/9/2014. Now, when we come to post 1/9/2014, what Supreme Court has said, that people who could not exercise option and were in service as on 1/9/2014, that means they were not 58 years yet, they were continuing in service, they may be given a chance to opt now. Now, when they will opt and we will take contribution, then the benefit will be determined, because they are retiring after 1/9/2014. The benefit will be determined just like it is determined for normal pensioners post 1/9/2014. So how we are doing that? We are doing that on pro rata basis. We are doing that by taking 5 years average. So like that, it will be done even for higher wages cases.
Sir,
Okay.
blue shirt, sir.
You're not.
No, behind you,
Yeah.
sir, your question.
Madam, but thing is that you taking the break-even point 1 September 24. But in our case, it is 14, sorry, 14. But in our case, we are continuing in option A right from 1995, and we have not, we have paid all the contribution.
Got it. But what is the role of pro rata in our case?
No, it's the same thing. As
No,
per
no,
the-
ma'am. Just I am not able to explain because this pro rata ceiling was for the person because EPFO has changed the ceiling from 6,500 to 15,000.
Yeah.
That is logical and correct. But in our case, 6,500 or 15,000 ceiling was not applicable. We are out of this bracket.
I will explain. I'll give you an example. Please take seat. Suppose there was a person who was getting a salary of 6,400 prior to 1/9/2014. Okay. 6,400 he was taking not on ceiling, he was less than ceiling. Then thereafter, his wages increase very slowly after 6,400 because 6,500, even he can say that I never jumped. I was not in 6,500. I didn't jump directly to 15,000. Even if the old scheme provision would have remained there, I was continuously contributing. So my pension should be. But as I said, scheme doesn't work like that. How scheme works? That there is a common fund. The fund is being valued. If the valuation gives a surplus, if those who are means slightly long associated with EPS, they must be knowing that earlier there used to be surplus in the fund. So initially for 4 years, we even declared a relief. So for them, relief was declared because there was a surplus. But if there is not surplus, deficit is there, then benefits need to be rationalized. And when it is rationalized, it has to be done for everyone. In fact, we issued a clarification about 5-year for existing people for the same reason. If you go through the scheme carefully, there is a category of employees which totally matches with higher pension cases. That is international workers. For international workers, we take contribution on full salary right from their date of joining. And I think you will be aware that in their cases, how we calculate pension? We take a lifelong average of salary, not 5-year salary. We take a lifelong average. So there was this question coming that why these higher pension are not being given pension from with the same formula of lifelong averages. That's why we clarified that because in the scheme provision, the same para 12 is to be applied to higher pension cases also and normal pension case also. Therefore, only pro rata will apply and this long time average will not apply as on now. Maybe if later on, tomorrow there is a change that nobody can say what will be the future change. But as on that, that's how pension will be calculated. Okay.
Sir, can you please ask your question?
I am from NHPC. My name is Rajesh Kumar. My question is not from EPS. My question is something different related to system. We have a dedicated portal for principal employer to add details of the contractor and contract employee to verify compliances. There is a problem in the site that in a particular project, one contractor has a several contract laborers are engaged into it. And once a contractor enter the details of one contract, the system doesn't allow for to enter the other details. And we have written approximately 6 times to the central CPFO also and to regional our Faridabad office also to rectify the sins. And at least 2 years have passed, no action has been done. But in the audits, regularly there is requirement that you have not complied, you have not complied. What is the sense if the system is not working? It will be my request to develop the system appropriately so that the principal employer should not have such type of problems. Thank you.
Can you please explain again? Is the contractor doing the contract for the same employer, same principal employer?
I have
Two
told that
different
in a
contracts.
particular project, say in an establishment, a contractor got several contracts. There are 5, 6, 7, 8 contracts. He got the 5 contract. But the engineer in charge of all the contract are different. An engineer in charge enter the particular details of the particular contract. He saved the data. Other engineer in charge is not allowed to enter the details of the same contractor and the contract laborers engaged by him. We have the letter correspondences also with the screenshot what is coming there, but system is still not developed. And we are facing the problem now and again, and audit is objecting the same things once and again. We have explained them also, but the things are not yet conducive to the principal employers.
I request Mr. Nishant to share his number with me. So we'll take it up.
Thank you, sir.
You share your
Also-
details with him.
You can share your details with Nishant Kumar. He's here. We'll display his email ID in a bit. So you can please share your details with him. Sir will get in touch with you. Okay, thank you. Sir, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am from HOCL. My question is that some of the employees are opted higher pension before 2004. And they are continuing the service and they remitted the higher pension contribution up to 1/9/2014. And they are reluctant to going to the implement the GSR 609E and came to court and get a verdict help to them. And they not exercised the joint option as per 11.3. But EPFO for implementing of the Supreme Court judgment dated 4/11/2022, a circular is issued that in 20th February 2023 that they are not eligible for exercise option. What is the EPFO's present stand about this group of employees? That is my question.
Your voice was not clear, but I could get the essence that what you wanted to ask. You are asking about the category, those who opted under para 11.3 well in time. Okay. And all these people were supposed to opt again after 1/9/2014 within 1 year. Now, some of them might have gone to court about 1.16% extra. But at least their pension contribution on higher wages should have continued 8.33. If it has continued, you kindly represent to the RPFC and they can send it to head office. We are in favor of doing such cases. So we will be giving accordingly direction. Okay, then it's very strong case. You can, what you have to say that this is our option. We continue to remit amount that shows that we have given option under 11.4 as well. We opted for it. Otherwise, if we would not have opted, we would have stopped the contribution. Like that you take and concerned RPFC, you say he can even talk to me. He or she can talk to me. I will explain to him. If they feel jittery about taking decision, they can refer to us. We will take decision. Sure.
Sir, you can give the paper to Nishant. He will do the needful. Sir, I'll just take 1 minute. There is an online question. So 1 minute.
Online question is there.
Online question, sir, then we'll get back to you. How much time it will take to merge if we have 2 PF accounts?
It will take to merge if we have 2 PF accounts.
How much time will it take to merge if we have 2 PF accounts?
So we settle our accounts, 20 days. If we
So,
settle our accounts in 20 days, that is the maximum, and we generally do it in 3-4 days.
20
So-
days is the maximum, but generally they do in 3-4 days. I hope that gentleman is listening.
Yeah.
ट्रांसफर करवा लेंगे एक अकाउंट को दूसरे में जो करंट अकाउंट में मर्ज प्रीवियस अकाउंट
I hope the concerned person's query is answered. Now, can I have your query, sir?
Hello, this is A.K. Gupta, retired after 1914. So who are retiring after 1914? There are 2 calculations, one up to 14, 1914 and after that. So for taking salary of 60 months before 1914.
No, not 60 months. What we will be doing, we are taking the 60 months average.
Okay,
Pensionable salary is 60 months average only.
60 months separate from
Yeah,
the date of retirement.
last 60 months average.
For
then
both the purposes, both
Yeah.
the segments.
No, not both. Last exit pay, we will take 60 months average.
Okay.
Thereafter, what we will see that what was your highest salary for the pre-19/2014 period.
Okay.
Suppose your average comes to 70,000 rupees. Okay, but your salary, highest salary during that point was only 50,000 rupees. So the pension for that period will be counted on 50,000 rupees only. And here on 5 years average. No, two times 5 years average we are not doing. Even for normal pensioners, we are doing the same. We
Only
are not taking
from
two
the-
average.
60 months average from the date of exit.
From date of exit, and then we will compare it with your highest salary, which will normally be the August salary only. So
Okay.
August salary, we will restrict it to August salary benefit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Gentleman at the back, please. Sir, can you pass the mic towards your right? Sir, you can take the question after him, please.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, actually there are only 2 basic questions. My name is Rajesh Agarwal. I am from Bharat Electronics Limited.
So the first question is like madam says that from PF, the money goes to the pension fund. And we should wait for the pension thereafter, right, ma'am? But what happened that early the money goes to the pension fund, like in our cases, from 2014 till 2018, the 1250 rupees was continuously getting remitted to the EPFO. So since after 1914, the employees are not eligible to join the EPS fund, but early it went to the EPFO. So what is the recourse of getting that money back? We have made a several letter to the EPFO, but it is not getting addressed, madam. And the second one is that now since EPFO voice is the voice of India and the people are still confused about the formula, as like you said right now, it is not clarity across the EPFO, like Pinia EPFO or Merit EPFO, everybody are in a different wings, like.
Not now, not now. That was the situation earlier. Now, because of the Supreme Court judgment, there are lots of cases. So all the issues have been clarified by head office. So now every office is doing the same.
But in the
Applying
portal,
pro rata, taking 60 months average, comparing it with the highest salary.
can I have one submission, madam? Can this formula, what you are saying is that highest of the August 2014, definitely for 1995 to 2014, one bracket will be there. Let's say somebody retire on 2025. The 5 years from 2020 to 25 will be the.
2025, nobody can tell you.
Let's
I
say
can tell
22,
you
madam.
only
Let's say
one
22.
person who is retiring today.
Let's say, madam,
Tomorrow
22.
their PPS scheme
Understood, madam. Let's say 22, then 2017 to 2022 is one
Okay.
bracket,
So
madam.
I have noted your question. Please take seat.
Thank you.
For this, we all know because everyone keeps on asking us. Suppose if somebody has this question, they are sending it to us, and it is we also want to facilitate this process. So a pension calculator, you must be aware already there is a pension calculator for wage ceiling people on our website. We are developing the software for higher pension also. Hopefully that functionality will come soon. Then people will be able to find out that what is going to be a pension. But otherwise, those who have already retired, they already have a PPO available with them. So they know that how much pensionable salary is prior to 1914, how many years of services after 19-2014. So they can do this simple calculation, especially in case of public sector enterprises, all the employees are educated. So I think they can estimate that amount. But the calculator will be coming very soon. Yeah. And the other question was, after 19-2014, a person can become member of EPS 95 only if his wages as on the date of joining are maximum 15,000. So suppose if somebody joined and his salary was 16,000, you are not supposed to enroll him as EPS member. His entire contribution will remain in PF only. Now, first of all, past cases, whatever you have done, you done. All of you are here. Kindly, when you go back, ensure that at least for new employees, you are following this in letter and spirit. Don't enroll them as PF member if their basic plus DA plus cash value of food concession, etc., it is above 15,000. Then they are not eligible for pension membership. Now, the question that you raised, that you already erroneous contribution was remitted and how it is to be diverted. That is an issue which has been noted by the head office. Already a committee has been formed which is looking into it. It is being looked after by, because most of the references are from exemption. So it's an issue for exemption, for finance and IS division, and they are working on it. So as soon as some solution is zeroed on, we will be able to tell, because with erroneous contribution, there is a problem that within EPFO, if it is an exempted establishment, then it is very easy. I have to simply divert it. But when we are giving back to exempted trust, the question is that it's their fault. Contribution was giving erroneously. So why should we pay a higher rate of interest and not just the saving bank of interest? And that's why it is taking time. Because our manual says that in case of erroneous contribution, you have to pay saving bank rate. We don't want to do that because we know people's interest will be affected. So we are trying to take some decision, and a decision which should help all the people, all the stakeholders. Okay,
Sir, can you ask a question?
Good evening. I am Lieutenant Colonel Murugayan from BPCL Kochi Refinery. This is my question is regarding the pro rata pension only. So in the scheme, EPS 1995 scheme, the pro rata word is written only for the wage ceiling. That is 6,500 rupees.
Please,
Please,
you.
and I'll complete after that, please.
Yeah,
It is having a related question also. So with regard to the higher pension, it is written as the pension will be on higher salary, like that it is written. We, 1 minute, I'll finish. After that, please. Sir, let me complete. So there are two circulars I'll quote. 29 August 2014 and 1/6/2023. In these two circulars and also the two what is that FAQs. Nowhere it is mentioned as pro rata. The date of commencement of pension will be the deciding factor for calculating the pension. Suppose a person.
Not pension.
Yeah, that's what you understood. Okay, you can clarify. So, sir, please. Sir, please. Let me complete this. So, please explain how what is the legal basis for your pro rata pension on higher salary? Thank you.
So I will just give you one homework. When you go back, kindly read the 11, para 11 deals with pensionable salary. If you will read that para, it talks about pro rata, that the pensionable salary will be 60 months average, but on pro rata basis. So kindly go through that and then read 12. That also says that pension will be calculated on pro rata basis separately for this period, that period. What you are saying is that we cannot be restricted to 6,500 and 15,000. That we have noted. We are not restricting you to 6,500. We are restricting you to the highest salary that you were having in August 2014. And similarly for here also, for the future also, we will be restricting automatically it will get adjusted like that, but we will be restricting it to your highest salary later on also. Yeah. So you go through. You said that pro rata is mentioned only at one place. No, pro rata is mentioned in pensionable salary. The para which describes how pensionable salary will be calculated, that says that the pensionable salary will be calculated on pro rata basis and it will be 60 months average. So, this para can be interpreted in many ways. Like one person was having doubt, 5 years here, 5 years here. Many of our officers also say the same thing. But he said, no, we took that decision in 2014 that we will not do 5 year, 5 year. We will restrict to maximum. So the same decision will continue. We are not going to change our decision about interpretation. Yeah. For maximum purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
Sir, please.
Good evening. Myself Raj Kumar from BHL. I have two questions. One is for EPS. In our Tiruchi unit, last year in around July, August, around 300 demand letters were issued for contribution on higher pension. And by September or October, around 330 persons have deposited the amount, ranging from 15 lakhs to up to 50 lakhs. But since last 4-5 months, they are not getting pension. And when they have raised the query over EBIGMS, epigrams, so you have reverted to the employee that our rules, BHL rules are no limiting the contribution till the minimum amount of 6,500, 8.33% of 15,000 or this thing. And they have sent a clarification to head office. And by the time it is not being reverted, then they are sending back that money with interest to the employee. But we as an employer yet to receive any communication from EPFO side. This is my first question.
You mean to say that without verification demand letter was issued?
Around
Now
330.
Once it has been verified, it has been found that these people are not eligible for.
No, madam, they are not raising the question on eligibility. They are telling that our trust rules are limiting the amount only.
Because as per the trust rules, they are not eligible for pension.
But those trust rules, madam, are as per that point of time, that prevailing law at that point of time. And even these modification of these rules also require RPFC.
You take a seat for 1 minute, then you can raise your second question. About trust rules, as you are aware, who exempts an establishment? It's the appropriate government. Either it is a state government or it is the central government. Now, when the appropriate government exempts an establishment, then it lays down certain trust rules, certain terms and conditions. So the question here is that can EPFO, which is a organization, statutory organization, can we override what central government or state government has prescribed? The answer is no. So that's why, but this issue is still under examination. Hopefully an FAQ will be released on this issue very, very soon. But if people are not eligible, then obviously if by mistake somebody has issued a demand letter and somebody has deposited the amount, we need to refund that amount. So we are trying to issue that FAQ at the earliest possible to remove any ambiguity about the.
My second question is about investment pattern, madam. Earlier, we used to have SDS special deposit schemes, 1975 in our investment, this thing. But now since interest is very low there, around 7.1%, and since you have declared around 8.25%, we tried to break that SDS account and put it some other government securities. But it is very difficult to break those deposits with RPFC. RPFC not giving approval for the same, madam.
There is I am not from investment, so I will say that whatever I am saying, kindly, your query you can give to him so that the concerned person replies, the investment division replies. But means for everything, there are rules and regulation. RPFC cannot just approve because you have asked for it. There are terms and conditions that he has to follow. So you also talk to him, get a copy of that terms and condition, and then see whether your case fits in or not. Okay. So please.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Meghanathan from BPCL. Ma'am, this particular query is about the EPS higher pension. Now the verification process has begun in most of the PSUs. In some of the RPFCs, no ma'am, they have been insisting that the records should be from 95 onwards, and it should be available for all those who have applied for higher pension, and it should be available for all the months. And we just wanted to request you, because all of us are from the PSUs and most of us are kind of exempted establishments. You know, if you can just give us some kind of, or if you can give necessary instruction to the respective RPFCs to look at sample cases, because PSUs obviously, you know, we have our own trust rules. We will be able to show the trust rules and we can show some sample cases because we have gone for SAP. For example, if you take in our case BPCL from 2001 onwards, we have the data which is available in system. Pre-SAP, it's very difficult for us to take out the details, especially like in 3A, 6A, and even the challans for the administrative charges. So if you can just put over to all the RPFCs to look at the sample cases for PSUs.
I got your question. Here the question is that we have to first take the contribution. Please take seat. We have to take the contribution on higher wages. So it has to be calculated month-wise. So unless we know what the wages are, how we can calculate the contribution? Nobody can calculate the contribution accurately. And secondly, there have been cases have been identified where some employers, they misrepresented the wages. When they applied for higher wages, they showed lesser wages so that contribution liability gets limited. So that's why it's very important for us. We are trustees. We are having the public funds. We have to take all the safeguard to ensure that benefits are paid exactly as per the provision of EPS 95. Every single rupee which is due to the pension fund gets received in the pension fund. Now, for you, what I will say that as an employer, you're supposed to have records and you can reconstruct your records from other records and you can verify it. You can sign it. And then they can come and they can verify it. Normally, the RPFC is also, they will also not unduly, means what they want is that whatever you are declaring is correct. If you are saying I have no record, then that means how you declared the wages then. Without record, how could you have, when suppose if I have to give some record, I cannot say that the wages can be 5,000 also, 15,000 also. I have to be exact. And unless I have a record, how I am able to fill in the wage details?
Ma'am, I got your point, but one of the documents will do, but they are insisting that wage slip, wage register, so many documents. We will not be able to give all those documents.
But at least there will be some.
We have. At
Yeah,
least
so
one of the
that you
documents will do. Okay, one of the documents will do.
If you are facing any problem.
Yeah.
you can-
Ma'am,
So-
one more thing, ma'am, I saw in the slide.
There are other people in the.
This is not the question, ma'am. This I wanted to clarify it, ma'am. I saw it in the slide. You said 1.16% is being funded by the central government. But I mean, when we understand that it is over and above 15,000, we will contribute. So because that is not addressed in the.
Space ceiling.
Correct.
These slides, whichever, they are general slides. They don't apply to specific.
That's
case,
true.
like
Your point is
pension
correct.
fund,
Yeah.
Point is correct.
Special case.
Okay.
So 1.16% employer has to pay right from 16/11/95 on.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, who else?
Good afternoon, ma'am. And all.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है क्या?
Good afternoon, ma'am, and all the respected juries.
आप मुंह के सामने लाइए ना
आवाज
जरा।
नहीं आ रही है, ऑफ हो गया होगा माइक।
Good afternoon, ma'am, and all the respected juries and all the representative here. I have 2, 3 questions, though she has restricted one question. First of all, I would like to know whether you have formally issued the calculation formula of EPS 95 pension. It is not clear. I have seen last day also your EPF portal, the no circular access is not there, number one. Number two, there is a informal order that is circulated for restricted your organization. As per that circular, we have seen that 2 years benefit is given for some of the pensioners. That 2 years has been taken before 1914, not after 1914, though they have retired after 1914. Number three, I am from TATC India Limited. Our organization has applied 750 employees. Out of these 250 employees demand notice we have received, and 75 employees have deposited their dues amount. But we have not yet a single PPO from EPFO. You have shown that there are so many district councillor and helper, but we have not seen practically. And we are not getting cooperation from the RPFC even for our clarification and everything. So we are facing a lot of problems. Theoretically, you can show it, but practically it is not available. This is my question.
Okay, about calculation, I have already explained, so I think it should be now clear to you. So I will straight away come to the issue of 2 year of bonus. Again, I will say the same thing. The people who have already retired, you can check their PPO where 2 years bonus has been added. It has been added to service prior to 19/2014 only. So the significant portion of service is going to be prior to 19/2014 only. And there only we are giving this 2 year bonus to everyone. There is no separate rule for higher pension people. When he was a normal pensioner, at that time also his 2 year bonus was in prior to 19/2014 only. It doesn't say like that. It says who is entitled for 2 year bonus. So kindly, no, I got your point. What you want to say, obviously you want to take higher benefit. What I am saying is that this issue is long settled. It's not something new. We are giving 2 year bonus since last so many years. So the way we are giving it, we are going to give in the same manner to the higher pension people also. There cannot be two separate cases, na? That for you there will be a separate way and for the normal people there will be a separate manner. And this has been upheld by High Court of, because obviously there was litigation, and High Court of Ahmedabad, they have upheld this, that the 2 year weightage, it is being given prior to 19/2014. This is okay and in accordance with the scheme provisions. So already litigation has been there. We have won that case also. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I will come to the next thing. And I will take a little bit more time because all of you are here. It's a great opportunity for us. He was saying that we are not cooperating. I will say you people are not cooperating. You are not cooperating. We have two very good things going on and we keep on thrashing our RPFCs. You know, we take their VC and we are scolding them. Why you are not doing this? Why? One is Prayas, where we attempt to issue a PPO on the date of retirement. So my kind request to all of you are PSEs, you are public sector employees. The record of your employees will be fully perfect. They should be fully perfect. If they are not, get any correction before their retirement and kindly contact your RPFC and make your establishment Prayas certified. That every case in your organization will be settled, PPO will be issued on the date of retirement itself. So kindly cooperate, because there the same thing comes from our RPFCs, that we are trying our best, we are meeting the employers, but the employers are not doing this. So I will request that. Another thing is that we don't want to reject a death case. When somebody dies, okay, EPS gives very meager pension. I also accept that. The amount is very small. But whatever small amount it may be, it should reach the beneficiary at the earliest possible after death. So what we are trying is that there should be no rejection, and after death, as soon as possible, the claim should come to our office. Again, I will request all of you that if there is any case, any such case in your office, kindly immediately get that claim form. If you go through the scheme provision, there is a statutory responsibility on the employer that he has to get the forms filled and submit to our office within 5 days after exit, after death or something like that. So kindly do that, because we have to in any case settle that claim, and we would like to do it at the earliest. So please do that. This lack of cooperation, our RPFC says you are not cooperating. When I am coming here, you are saying he's not. We need to remove this barrier. मैं भी रानी, तू भी रानी, कौन भरेगा पानी नहीं होना चाहिए. The idea should be that both the parties should work and get the work done. ठीक है? तो kindly अपने RPFC से भी बोलिएगा. We will also send an email again to our RPFC that we went to scope. We had a big conference where so many PSUs were there. We have again requested that we want to issue pension on the date of retirement, and we don't want to reject any death claim. And about that list, please give him the details. We will get it done.
Yeah, detail दे
We
दीजिए.
need the details,
आप
but
detail
we will
दे
get
दीजिए.
it done from the
Will be
concerned RPFC.
Good afternoon,
Sir,
madam.
please go ahead. Please go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir,
Babu. My name is Jesniki. I'm from Powergrid
Excuse
Corporation.
me, sir. Sir, please. He's in queue. Please, sir, wait for your turn.
Madam, I'm Suresh Babu from Indian Railways Limited, IRL India. And we are having offices Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Orissa and Maharashtra. So
Sir, can you be a little louder? I
So
don't
thing
think-
is, RPFCs were not properly guided, it seems. What happens, the questions which they come on higher pension, see, because there is no standard guideline issued by the CPFC, it seems. See, what happens from Tamil Nadu, RPFC says that though the contributions made in the Tamil Nadu offices and they are retired the particular reason only, still they ask that since the corporate office at Maharashtra, they only will settle the higher pension. That is one particular RPFC says. Then some of the RPFC of the some other region says, no, we'll reject your pension, the higher pension, because you have not contributed on the total emoluments. So not only basic pay DA, you are supposed to contribute on other allowances also. So see, this kind of, what I'm doing, this kind of different disparity from the different questions are coming from the different RPFCs, which is really having a tough job for the employer.
It's okay.
I
No,
got
no,
the-
it's not.
Sort.
Now over, madam, please. This is one of the important thing. What I'm telling, we are struggling to replies to the queries raised with respect to RPFC offices. So that is the reason. Not only that, the another one is some of the higher officials worked in different organizations and working with IRL. So what is happening is in their tracking, it will be showing their employer is to be approved, authorized. But respect to RPFC, that organizations, it is not visible in the system at all. We have raised a lot of technical issues from last 6 to 7 months. They could not solve it. You see, it is not appearing in their employer portal, but in the tracking, it is showing that is pending for approval. So these are the technical issues. We are really struggling to complete this one.
Okay.
And
Sir, point taken. Allow ma'am to answer.
and third one,
Sir, please, sir.
just investment withdrawal.
Yes,
So-
Sir, excuse me, sir, there are other people waiting. Please, sir. Sir, allow ma'am to answer your questions you've posed, right?
And I think you tell them to be short.
Yeah, please be short in your queries. Be specific.
Sir, madam.
Sir,
I got your question. Let me answer now. First of all, that cases which you are referring, kindly give it to him. We will forward it to concerned RPFC or the technical team for resolution. Secondly, when this judgment came, immediately we thought of such cases. Like you have said that there will be people who would have worked in multiple establishments. Now, how to do their cases? If we take this manually, that means that person will have to get it done from an employer in Calcutta, then from another in Mumbai. So that's why we insisted on this online functionality, that this application or joint option should come online so that we can send it to all the employers, because obviously you cannot give wage details for a period where that person was not your employee. That wage details can be given only by the previous employer. So we have taken it like this. Now what has happened? Some people, it happens. Some people while filing, they have given wrong code numbers. Maybe they were not aware of the correct number or the number got changed. So such cases are there. So in the first instance, you kindly, because they are senior officers, they may not have checked their form. Somebody else would have filled it up for them, their PA and all, and they would have made a cursory glance and said that, okay, you file it. So you just check whether all the employer PF code numbers are correct or not. You can take help of our website where establishment search option is there. Okay. If it is correct and still not being shown, you just tell us. If it is incorrect, then very soon we are going to provide a solution for that, which will be intimated to everyone, where people have given wrong numbers. So it has gone to another establishment where that person never worked. So for that, some modification is needed. That is under process. It will be done very soon. Okay. As regards RPFCs, which you are saying, the person who has to decide the higher pension is the person where the last service is there. So all the data will come here, whether it is coming from, suppose that office is Delhi office. So earlier establishments in Chennai or Bangalore, they will be verifying and sending the details to this office. Now, it may happen that while examining those details, the person over here may have some doubt. So he can take the help of concerned regional office to verify, because he cannot verify it on his own. Suppose if he sees that in one establishment, the wages for 1 month is shown as 15,000 and thereafter next month it is shown as 16,000 and then suddenly it is being shown as 1 lakh. So it requires a clarification. How can there be such a big inflation? Our manual provides for normal increase of only 10%. Any case where wage increase year to year is more than 10%, their RCFA is supposed to verify the cases. So that is a requirement. So they will need to verify it with other office, but finally these cases will be done. Obviously, where multiple employers are there, the case is going to take more time because there are more verifications involved, but they will be done. Sir, please. Sir. No, you would have, there is some, again, meet them. There seems to be some communication. That system is like this only. There is no other system. It's online. Each and every application is traceable. What RPFC is going to take final decision, it's going to be in record forever. Even after 5 years, we can audit what action he took on that application. Okay, sir, please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Jayesh Negi. I'm from Power Grid Corporation of India. We are facing a lot of problems regarding joint declaration form. I have come to know that at one point of time, employer was having some powers to correct the details of employees. So now our so many cases are pending because of joint declaration. So if my request to EPFO is, if employer is given some power to correct the details, discrepancies, because we are having all the details of our members. So like date of birth, date of joining, date of leaving.
Point, I think
Second question, if can 10D be made available online for acceptance establishments?
That's what the person who deals with this, he could not come because of some engagement. But we have recently, if you go to YouTube, we have a channel at YouTube, and kindly you all can subscribe to that, because there we give lots of informative videos. So the joint declaration, this change has been made online recently, last week only.
Okay.
So now it can be done online. Obviously, because it's a new functionality, there may still be problems.
It can be done by employer.
It will be raised with IS division, and IS division and finance division will take a call on that. But you just go through. We have an online functionality.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good
Sir,
afternoon,
can
ma'am.
you wait-
Amit Prakash from NTPC. Yeah.
Wait for your turn.
Who is there?
Sir, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Dr. Vishwabhusan Behra from GAIL India Limited. Like BPCL, ma'am, we implemented our SAP from 1/4/2005. So
you are from which company?
GAIL India Limited.
Air India.
GAIL.
GAIL.
Gas.
GAIL. Okay.
Ma'am, we implemented our SAP from 1/4/2005. So the period from 95, November 95 to March 2005, we back calculated and we uploaded it in the joint option. But now all the joint options has been returned for clarification.
Because again, your back calculation means who can decide that what exactly was the salary as at that time. That's what I'm
Ma'am,
saying.
that we can explain to the EPFO team when they
So
come.
when they come, you try to explain. If it will seem logical, they will do, but otherwise it's very difficult, unless there is
Ma'am, we
record
only
and it's
considered the
a-
increments, the annual increment and the promotion increment we calculated, and on the basis of that, we back calculated.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is something on which there is no policy issue. It's a functional issue. Basically, there should have been wage details, but wage details are not there. So you are reconstructing your wage records. If you are reconstructing your wage records, certifying it and preparing a duplicate record sheet, taking all the responsibility for that, then maybe our RPFC will consider that.
Ma'am, we
But-
did that. We submitted around 20 cases, test cases with all the payslips and around 400 cases online
So
in email.
So that RPFC will be making a team and the people will be coming to your office to verify the records. That's what we have said, that where the records are not available.
In
there our
that
team
case,
will
ma'am,
go
should
and
we
examine.
wait? Should we wait or act on those clarifications?
No, give the clarifications also, and then you request them. That circular is there. If you will see the website about how applications are to be scrutinized, the circular is there, which states that in case of big establishment or where there is a need for verification, a team will be constituted and sent. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. May I ask the question now?
Thanks.
Yeah, Namaskar. I'm Amit Prakash from NTPC. I just wanted to know, is there any time frame in the EPFO to settle all these higher pension cases? Because as per the media report, there are around 17.5 lakhs applicant and
Yeah.
only few has been settled.
No.
If I take the case of NTPC, if I take the case of NTPC, in my case, more than 5,500 employees have applied at the corporate office, which is under RPFC Delhi Central. And we have received almost around 5,000 clarificatory letter, but all the letters are uniform letter, just a standard letter like your wage details are not matching with the your wages has increased, but there's no mention of any month or any particular period when these are not matching. So these are all uniform standard letters. So when we can expect the PPOs by the EPFO, even the demand letters have not been issued in most of the cases, only few RPFs issued.
I got
So
your
this is one question. Related question is that since there are a lot of queries or views going in the market that the EPFO can change the pension formula at any time, and you have rightly said that the Supreme Court is also upheld. No, I'm just let me complete. I said the Supreme Court is also upheld, and of course, any pension fund works on the viability, and the viability is not the formula needs to be revised. So, is there any process of actuarial valuation going on underway as of now based on the applicants for the revised higher pension? Because until unless this data is provided to the applicants, there will always be apprehension that when I retire, say in 2030 or 35, I may not be getting what I'm expecting now. So I need to plan my pension accordingly so that whether to opt for the higher pension or not, that's one thing.
Sir, that's
a
it.
related question.
Sir, please, sir. Sir,
I'll not take more than half a second. I have two system related issues. This is regarding EPS 95. For exempted establishment, the passbook is not displayed on the EPF portal because the PF is with the trust. So at least the EPS part passbook can be reflected on the EPF portal. Secondly, when a transfer is effected between two offices, the annexure key is not coming on the EPF portal. So this is two system related issue and the two policy or the EPS 95 formula relatives. Thank you.
So let me clarify once again. Formula is right now, there is no proposal to change the formula. As I said, nobody can change any formula whimsically. There is a procedure that every year annual valuation is done. Based on the result of the valuation, the fund is examined, the suggestions are examined, and based on that, if a need arises for changing the scheme provisions, modification of scheme provision, that is done. Now, actuarial valuation is as on date. The last actuarial valuation was done for the year 2019. Because it's a massive exercise, you have to get all the data, the valuer needs to be appointed, approval of the government. So these things takes time. In 2019, this higher pension issue was not there because this was still sub judice. So all the liabilities have been counted on wage ceiling only. That valuation reveals a deficit of around more than 30,000 crore. Now the subsequent valuations which will take place, obviously whatever application we have received for higher pension, for them we will take into account the contributions and the benefits payable on higher wages. When we will take that, the valuation result will be maybe different. And again, it depends upon the kind of members who are coming, because if the members are coming who are all contributing on 15,000 or most of them are contributing on 14,000, 15,000, then the scheme will be sustainable, more likely to be sustainable. But that exercise will take time. It is still under process, not completed. Once it is completed, once we know the result of the valuation, only then we will be able to know that what the fund situation is, whether the fund is in surplus or is in deficit. If in surplus, how much surplus is there? If in deficit, how much deficit is there? Okay. And then you asked about what will happen. Now, what you said that you filed applications and now our office has sought clarification from you. So basically that was done to help the members only, to applicants only. What we have said that no case should be rejected on these grounds that wages have increased abnormally, so we are rejecting it. No, you give the employer and employee a chance to explain it. So all these cases have come to you. If you are unable to find that what they have written, you are unable to understand, you will need to approach RPFC, meet him, get these issues clarified. Secondly, till date, around 18,000 demand letters we have received money. Out of that, 11,000 are still in service. They will retire post 2025. The people who have already retired, they are only 7,000. This PPO issue, earlier everyone was waiting. Just like you people, our field office was also waiting that maybe a software will get made, so they will immediately start issuing PPOs, but that is taking time because development of software is not like this. Today I go order it and tomorrow it will be available. So we have told everyone that in the existing functionality itself, they need to issue the PPOs. The PPOs all over India now around 500 have been issued, and this figure is likely to now, because initially everyone has that doubt. The person who is sitting in our office, the dealing hand, he is also very apprehensive that if I give more, if I give excess payment, I will be responsible. So once they will start doing cases, that confidence will be there and this speed will pick up. Like from your side also, once when you would have submitted the first application or joint option to us, it would have taken a lot of time. But if you submit 100 applications, then the scheme, then the entire process becomes faster. So we are sure that we will be issuing all the PPOs where we have received the demanded money and people have retired at the earliest possible. We have given target to our field offices to issue PPOs in such cases within 15 days. Due to certain, because this is an additional workload. All our existing workload was there and this higher pension is an additional workload. The same person who was doing all the claims, he has to do this extra thing also. So that's why it's taking a bit of time, but I'm very hopeful that very soon I will be in a position to say that, okay, wherever we received money, we have issued the PPO.
Yeah, please.
So please go ahead.
Ma'am, I am from Rights Limited under Ministry of Railway. My name is Rajiv Sethi. Ma'am, after online submitting the salary details of our employees, demand letters for 103 retired employees were generated, and we have deposited that money also with them. But now after 5 months, EPFO Delhi East has written a letter to us that kindly submit the salary slip or PF ledger or any other record in physical mode. So we replied to them that we have everything on our system, software, we are having everything, not in physical mode. So their answer, they have not given the written reply, but verbally they have told that it is not possible to check on the system. You have to print the salary slip or PF ledger and stamp and sign and come to us, and we will not be coming to you. So now our all these 103 employees who have deposited their money, they are saying it is already 5 months and now they are, and moreover, one thing I want to say that on the basis of salary details which rights submitted to the EPFO, they issued the demand letter. On the same thing, now they are saying that bring the physical copy.
So the only thing I can think of, because that office is obviously, they will be knowing more details, but probably they found some mistake somewhere. So that has put them in a caution and they want to verify it. So you verify it, you give your details to him.
Yes.
Sir is here, he is ACC HQ Delhi.
Yes, sir.
All the offices in Delhi are under him.
Yes,
So
sir.
obviously he will be taking it up with the
I will give
concerned
to
office
Mr.
also
Nishan.
and getting things resolved.
And
Don't worry.
just one small thing, ma'am. On Friday, one of our employee came from Calcutta a retired employee, 67 years. He went to Delhi East to deposit his draft. They said, we will not take the draft deposit online. But online system for retired employee is still not working. Maybe it will take some time. As you say, development takes time.
Complaint, not only draft, even checks are
No,
allowed.
they did not take, sir, they did not take the draft. He met all officers there. For 2.5 years he was there. They did not accept the draft. And another thing they added, sir, they another
आप
thing.
डिटेल दे दीजिए, चेक करवा लेंगे, क्योंकि as per और इनफैक्ट आई विल से आप अपने लोगों से ड्राफ्ट मत बनवाइए प्लीज, आप उनको बोलिए चेक दें, क्योंकि चेक में ऐसा ना हमारे ऑफिस में नहीं भी लिया तो भी उसके अकाउंट से नहीं निकला, ड्राफ्ट में तो ही इज पेइंग द मनी एंड नॉट गेटिंग डिपॉजिटेड इन आवर ऑफिस। तो आप उनको अपने लोगों को एडवाइस करिए कि दे कैन पे बाय चेक, तो वो चेक ही पे करें।
नमस्कार मैडम।
क्लियर होगा तो मिल जाएगा, नहीं क्लियर होगा तो बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा।
नमस्कार मैडम। मैडम गुड इवनिंग। मैडम गुड इवनिंग।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
I am from ONGC, Ved Suneja. Thing is that we have got very high outflow of the cash as per the current scenario of the higher pension. We have submitted our joint options and given the this thing permission to withdraw money from our CPF. But thing is that there's no return of capital in this case. Once money is gone, okay? So we want that before you raise the demand or you raise the demand, can we then think of twice again to go for a joint option or not?
Yeah, means once we issue a demand letter to you, we give you 3 months time. To
Okay.
deposit. You can think if you will not deposit, this will be closed.
This will be closed.
Yeah. And please tell everyone, I always tell everyone, don't look for windfall gains. You just think whether your health is okay and whether you really want long-term financial assistance or you need a lump sum. That is the only
Because the pension amount is dynamic, it's not static forever.
because the only pension will be given. Suppose if someone today deposits the money, he has become a pensioner, his higher pension starts from last year, and unfortunately something wrong happens to him in a year or so, and there is children are above 25, there is no wife.
Yes.
Then the children are going to raise that we deposited this many lakhs and our father received only this much. So kindly be very sure what option you want to give. You can still decide. It's not binding.
Okay.
Application is not binding.
That's good.
If
That's
you
good.
will not deposit, but once you have deposited the money,
Then
we will not allow any refund.
And
Then
madam,
we will pay only
secondly, will you adjust the arrears if you get pension from that date? And
No.
demand, will you adjust the arrears?
Adjustment cannot be made as per the provisions of the scheme. I always tell you that we are trustees. We have to just administer the scheme. So we cannot violate any scheme provision. What the scheme provision says that unless the contribution is there on higher salary, you cannot be eligible for higher pension. And secondly, on pension, TDS requirements are there.
Yeah.
And those who are getting pension on higher wages, for them, TDS will also have to be deducted and all that. So that's why it's not possible. Already we have issued an FAQ on this issue. If you will go to our website, that FAQ you can see that adjustment is not possible.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah, I think lady was asking. something.
Sir, please, no more questions. Sir, can you ask last two questions? The gentleman
Yeah,
here and
good
the
evening,
lady
ma'am.
there.
My question is regarding taxability of employee portion about 2.5 lakh that was introduced in 21-22. So every year we are receiving letter from Sopti sir for suggestions that employee contribution, which is mandatory, which is statutory, 12%, earning on that should not be taxable. It has been kept taxable from last 2 years. Number one. Number two, whenever an employee is exiting from our exempted trust and joining any organization with the EPFO portal does not have that taxable employee contribution caption. We are facing issues with remitting fund to the EPFO. You don't have any portion for employees taxable contribution, whereas you have made it 3 years back taxable.
Taxable portion. I agree with you. That is not there.
Sir, your points, I think, are well noted by the panels. Ma'am, we have the last question from a lady. Sir, please.
Just in addition to it, ma'am, whether there is an option to the deceased survivor of the deceased employee to opt for the higher pension.
I will explain this because, this is one thing which I don't know. Please don't tell any widow to apply for higher pension. It is a loss for na because the contribution will come entire and widow will get only 50% pension. So why you want to give an option to someone which is not beneficial for her? It will not be beneficial. I keep on receiving complaints. And some officers of our organization are now saying that, okay, you tell now what is the loss. You say that widow will get. But the thing is, I know, I am working there, so I know that widow will have only loss. So you explain to them, you need to, that's why I'm saying your
So,
role is very
last
important.
question by the lady.
You need to
Sir,
educate
ma'am,
people that it's not beneficial. Your IS division is working on that because it was already not there.
As regards the this
Tax one.
tax limit, it's not decided by EPFO. That's the Ministry of Finance.
Finance will not decide on that.
And the other issue is that we are working on the transfer of funds. No, it's there.
Good evening, ma'am. Just wanted to add on to one of the questions. I'm from HL, Vinita here. Just wanted to add on, we've had from HL somewhere about 22,000 applications. Post the employer verification also, there's been absolutely no intimation from EPFO on any of the applications except for two locations, that is Hyderabad and Kanpur. Rest, we have some Bangalore, we have locations at Bangalore, Lucknow, Nasik, but we've had no intimations.
You give your details and we will take it up with.
Okay, thank you.
So with this, we are closing the session.